Hey, I'm Shan, mama of the girls. This is Cozywombmama Podcast. I discuss everything parenting and kid affiliated. This is season 17, and I appreciate you listening. Parenting isn't about being perfect. It's about being better so our kids have more opportunities. It is that time. I am back, and I got things to say. Let's go.
Hey, I'm kid number 1, Anya. Welcome back to season 17 of my mom's podcast.
Hey guys, it's kid 2, Ari. Welcome to Cozywombmama Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to Cozywombmama Podcast. It is Monday, and we're going to get through it, okay? Today, I want to talk about the fact that grandparents are not the parents, okay? Here we go again with people pushing kids on their parents to raise, to guide, to pick up, to do all of that. And they just smile in pictures like they're doing the work. Grandparents deserve to be grandparents. Your ideas for your kids are yours. If you ask your parents for suggestions, that's cool. Parenting is different for everyone and every culture. I understand that. But when it comes to leadership, respect, obedience, wisdom, it can come from grandparents, but also parents need to step into the place of being the final say, being the person that shows up first, being the person that can provide first. So let's talk about it. Now it's time for parenting news because there's always something going around about parenting and kids. In parenting news, parents, please do not allow kids to have these heavy backpacks with all these books in it. Please speak to their teachers, whether it's through Class Dojo or over the phone, about what they actually need to take home and if they can make copies of what they need out of those textbooks. Kids having scoliosis has been a thing. I remember being in elementary school and we would have to go to a certain room in the school where a doctor would check to see who had scoliosis or who might be gradually getting to a point of having scoliosis by how their spine looked carrying that heavy backpack. So please speak to your teachers and make sure they don't have to carry home that computer every day. Make sure they don't have to carry, books they're not using in the classroom every day. All right? Pay attention to problems that stem from too much screen time. If they're not paying attention in class, if their eyes hurt, check your child's eyesight. Maybe it's your child's eyesight where they're not paying attention to the teacher in class. Maybe they can't see the board or the projector. I don't know, but don't just blame it on their behavior every time. Maybe it's something that there is not working right with them, why they cannot pay attention. Me personally, I keep the iPads as something that they can use on the weekends only. They do not use their iPads during the week. They do not sit and watch TV from the moment they get home all the way till 9 o'clock. I don't allow it. I allow them to come home, take off their clothes, change their clothes, have a snack, watch TV for about 20 minutes, and then do their homework. After they do their homework, they can play or they can watch TV. Then it's dinner and then shower and then bed. Okay? Have a routine that works for your kid, but if their attention is so far on screens all the time, there's no wonder why they can't sit still in class. There's no wonder why they're not productive in the classroom or they can't keep their attention on what the teacher is trying to teach. That's not where their focus is. Sugary drinks. Be mindful of the sugary drinks that your child takes in. Think about teeth health and obesity. It is easy for kids to be obese with the sugary drinks that they intake on a daily basis. A lot of kids like soda. A lot of kids like chips because it's quick and it's salty. A lot of kids like cookies because it's sweet, and it gives them the illusion that, oh, I got full because I ate this. No, you didn't get full, but you got a lot of sugar stuck in your teeth. And not a lot of kids are out here flossing, okay? Flossing is not cool as a kid, but you have to be on top of your kid to be like, okay, you had chips, you had candy. After you eat that and drink something, go ahead and brush your teeth for me. Thank you. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Be on top of that, because if you're not on top of that now, don't be fooled when you take them to their dentist appointment and the dentist is like, okay, they have a cavity in this tooth here, they have a cavity in this tooth here, and it looks like they're going to need braces, and it looks like they're going to need this, and it looks like, listen, nip it in the bud. All right? Sucking the thumb. I was a child that sucked my thumb up until I was like, I want to say 11. I do have a slight overbite. It's not horrible, but I do have a slight overbite because of it. But it's nothing where my mom or myself felt like, oh my God, I need braces. I need braces. And I'm not going to be one of those 54-year-old people with braces. I don't care that much, okay? As you get older and you do lose teeth or get work done on your teeth do shift, okay? I could tell that my teeth are shifting because the side tooth is not missing, but I could tell that it's getting more space. Do I really care about that right now? No. But if you do care, do something about it early, okay? Speech issues do come from them doing certain things with their teeth or not pronouncing their letters correctly. So be on top of them about that. Check bullying early, because if you don't check bullying early, it can turn to something where they're involved in a legal matter in middle school or high school, and then in their early 20s. And then you don't want to be the bully that's at work, the bully that's passive aggressive, the bully that cannot hold down a relationship because all you do in your relationship is boss people around, and then nobody wants to be around you. And then you're going to be a parent of a man or a woman who is in their mid-30s, early 40s, and cannot keep a relationship, does not have kids because people don't like them because they didn't learn that bullying is not the way. So please nip bullying in the bud. Having pacifiers for your kids too early. I know this parenting news has turned into parenting tips, but I had to. Pacifiers too long. If your child is walking around, maybe it's time for them to lose the pacifier. I'm just saying. It looks really absurd for a child that's walking around to still have a pacifier. Ari definitely held on to the pacifier longer than Anya did. But having a pacifier too long when they're supposed to be developing teeth, it can lead to speech issues and dental issues. Also, having sippy cups too long because you're scared that they're going to get juice on your couch or juice on your rug or juice on the floor. Give them that child cup without a cover as early as possible. The earlier they learn to drink out of a real cup, the better. Okay? Do not let them hold on to that nasty sippy cup forever. Because then when they can't pronounce certain words because they're not lifting their tongue because they don't have the room, you're going to feel like you did something wrong as a parent. And you actually didn't do anything wrong, but you didn't let them hold on to that sippy cup too long. You did let them have that pacifier too long. Just saying. And that's all I have for parenting news. Let's get into why grandparents are not the parent. Today's episode spotlight for podcasting is the life of a single mom. Hashtag No Mom Walks Alone. It's basically a nonprofit to help moms who are on their own with children. It's a group of women talking about their experiences as mothers. So if you're looking for a new podcast and you are a woman or a man trying to get some insight, that is a good podcast to check out. It's called The Life of a Single Mom. Now back to the show. Yay! And if you're looking for any Cozy Womb merch or on Mama's Cozy Closet, I got you on sweatshirts, mugs, long sleeves, and hoodies. I got you. Just check it out. The Cozy Womb shop or Mama's Cozy Closet. Now let's get back to the show.
Here we go.
Back to the show.
Back to the show.
I definitely believe if you're in a position to have grandparents involved in your kids' lives, you are wealthy beyond measure. Not wealthy in money, but wealthy in wisdom, perception. Your kids have a great foundation if grandparents on both sides, you and the dad, are involved. Imagine having 4 grandparents to go to as a kid, It's definitely special. It's definitely uncommon. But if it's something that you do have, please respect it, treasure it, appreciate it, because it is very far-fetched to have a grandmother and a grandfather who are still together in a good, healthy way involved in your child's life. Now, if you have just one grandmother left or one grandfather left, allow your child to spend as much time with that grandparent as possible. I think the purpose of grandparents is to share things with your kids, help sometimes, share wisdom, recipes, have a stable go-to second home if your grandparents still have their house or their apartment. Give your children knowledge about their family history, create bonds, and all of that. I think grandparents are great for that. But at the same time, I see a lot of grandparents out here in a position to be the parents to their grandkids because maybe that parent got into some illegal issues and, they're away. Maybe that parent is, hooked on drugs and cannot be involved how they're supposed to be. Maybe that parent has passed on. You never know. But a lot of parents are out here fully able to take care of their kids, and they're just not doing it. And grandparents don't want to see their grandkids fall to the wayside or be in the system with this government that's losing foster kids by the hundreds out the blue, and they have nothing to say for it. So I understand why grandparents pick up what their children drop off. No pun intended. Sometimes grandparents see their grandkids as a second chance to do better or repeat raising the kids that they already raised, which can be a pro and a con depending on how that child was raised. Me personally, I don't think it's fair for grandparents to then parent children, and then when they get to an age where they are a little elderly, a little older, turn around and have to parent their children's children. It's unfair. Stop leaving your kids to stay over every weekend. It's okay for your child to be at their grandparents sometimes, some weekends, but every weekend just completely taking over your parents' time and guilting them into keeping their grandchildren, that's not fair. I do not think grandmothers and grandfathers are obligated to have your kids just because you had kids. Stop putting pickups from school or extracurricular activities on grandparents that are 55 plus. If they offer and they are healthy and they can do it and they're taking care of themselves, okay. But if they do not offer and you're guilting them into doing it, that's not right. If they're not in the best of health and you're just dropping your toddler, your busy bee kid over there that gets into stuff at your house with your grandparents, that's not fair. That's not right. Okay? Some grandparents have worked their lives and worked hard, and they're at a point where they retired and they want to feel what it's like to just do them and take care of themselves and live a little bit and travel. Don't let your parents feel guilty for not wanting to be home so they can keep your kids. Okay? Stop trying to be 20 again when you have kids to raise and you're in your 30s, you're in your 40s. Be reasonable, okay? I think grandparents are wonderful. to have, a treasure. But when you get to an age like your 30s, and sometimes your parents are in their 50s, 60s, or 70s, it is now their slight second childhood. And by default, if you're a great kid, your parent becomes your child in a sense of responsibility. Like, you want to make sure they have their medicine. You want to make sure they can get to and from where they need to go. You want to make sure they are prepared for the seasons to come or a storm. You want to make sure, if they don't understand technology, that they understand technology. You want to make sure they're getting from point A to point B safely. Like, all of these things. And it's not easy all the time, but at the same time, imagine you throwing your kids on them when they need all of that stuff. So just be reasonable when it comes to your grandparents and respect them and give them the space, but also set the boundary that they don't take over the parenting role that is yours. My name is Shan. This is Cozywombmama Podcast, and I hope you guys have a great week. Don't forget to check out the Cozywombmama shop or Mama's Cozy Closet for your merch needs. And if you would like to donate to Red Circle, which is the platform that I use for this podcast, in the show notes, you can donate directly to the podcast. I appreciate every like, every share, and every review. Peace. Bye.
Bye.